Workers of light are uniquely gifted, powerful individuals capable of fundamentally changing the world, and signs that they are workers of light are evident. They vibrate at a naturally high frequency, able to easily read others and have a life purpose that extends beyond simple personal growth. But what does it mean to be a worker of light for your relationships and career? How can you determine if you possess the core characteristics of a worker of light, and how can you ultimately use this information to determine what lifestyle you should lead? Perhaps you're already asking, am I a worker of light? This is a common thing after I read a little about the workers of light. Or maybe you've always felt there was something else in you, and you're trying to figure out what it could be. This guide on the nature of workers of light will help you understand the various existing types and provide you with a framework to assess whether you can be a worker of light. Worker of light meaning. Let's start with a more detailed answer to this question. What does it mean to be a worker of light? According to the basic definition of workers of light, such people have what you might call a global mission. Thus, in addition to the pursuit of self-realization, they have a mission to help other people or the world as a whole. Therefore, workers of light typically experience a strong, constant desire to use their resources to help others, and they do this better than average. They often default to giving advice within their friend group and may be known for their healing abilities. This is often obvious even from an early age. Workers of light are often recognized as unusually insightful and loving beings even in early childhood. Accordingly, workers of light typically have a highly developed ability for empathy, allowing them to easily pick up on subtle changes in mood and feelings around them. While incredibly useful, this particular skill can be quite overwhelming for a worker of light. Sometimes, they may struggle intensely to distinguish their own emotions from those of others. The sensitivity of workers of light means they must be particularly aware of the possibility of burnout. If you're wondering whether you or someone you care about is a worker of light, you probably have many questions about what this means for your future life. There are likely other questions as well, such as, can a worker of light get married? To be honest, most workers of light can balance their mission with personal fulfillment. Goals of a worker of light can be achieved while living a full and happy life. Types of workers of light. Although the above description roughly applies to all workers of light, there are certain subtypes that have their own characteristics and abilities. 11 types of workers of light. Use your intuition to discover your unique gifts as a worker of light. And yes, you may and most likely have more than one. 1. Gatekeepers. Gatekeepers are lightworkers who work to keep love flowing throughout the world. They realize that this requires hard work, openness, and dedication, and this gatekeeper work is incredibly important. Without gatekeepers, the flow of love may be blocked, and spirituality may be deadened or muted. From a global mission perspective, gatekeepers are often attracted to work where they can contribute to equality, peace, and compassion. This can be at a governmental level or on a smaller scale. For example, some gatekeepers are yoga or meditation teachers, or they may be family mediators. 2. Divine keepers of light. These workers of light, their primary mission, or a huge part of their mission, is to embody light. They are here to maintain a higher vibrational frequency and presence, despite what is happening externally. In turbulent times and chaotic events, these keepers of light consciously focus on embodying and expanding light beyond themselves to neutralize issues and density. They uplift humanity and support all of us in the unfolding awakening process. 3. Transmuters. Transmuters immerse themselves in negativity to transform it and release it into the light. This returns negativity to divine neutrality, returning it to presence and balance. Transmuters can work on behalf of collective consciousness and all of humanity, transmuting past karma. There are also many workers of light who transmute along their ancestral lines. Perhaps you chose to be born into a lineage with a lot of negative karma so that you could release, dissolve, heal, and help your entire lineage rise to a vibrational level, which in turn helps all of humanity. 4. Healers. As noted earlier, the healing power of workers of light can be phenomenal. Those who belong to the healer subtype are even more capable of healing, and they often need to spend very little time with others to have immense value in their emotional pain. Of course, this heightened healing ability is also accompanied by even greater sensitivity. Thus, healers are particularly vulnerable to suppression from others. However, once they learn to moderate this, they become extremely effective. Common professions for workers of light healers include caregiving professions, such as medicine, caregiving, child care, and psychology. 5. Seers, sensitives, clairvoyants. Seers, sensitives, clairvoyants, these workers of light have opened their third eye or their psychic sight to see beyond the physical, beyond the veil of illusion. Once they learn to use these abilities, they gain a clear understanding of where they need to go to achieve the most significant positive results. Then they can help guide others on the right path. Seers may struggle with the responsibility of knowing the results of their choice, but they usually grow into people who spread harmony, encourage authenticity, and create a huge amount of change at a very high speed. 6. Holders of divine blueprints. We all have a unique divine plan, a template for your fully awakened self. All workers of light have this template, but holders of divine blueprints actively tune into it and extract unique awakening codes for them. Thus, they embody their codes and send them through the crystalline grid, the grid of the human heart, through service or love in any form. Holders of divine plans tune into their fully awakened selves and shine. This gift also includes a divine plan for the awakening of the earth and humanity. Tune into this awakened template and call it to bring ascension to the present moment, which is right here and now. 7. Dreamers. A dreamer is a light worker who never takes things as they are. Rather, this person believes in the boundless ability to transform, both physically and spiritually, and constantly pushes boundaries. Dream workers almost always find themselves on the path, literal or metaphorical, as these people become restless if they stay too long in one place. They are often pioneers, inventors, and explorers. Their global mission includes expanding the horizons of humanity in various ways. In times when it seems that all possible options have been exhausted, these lightworkers generate new solutions and new perspectives. 8. Messengers. A worker of light who receives guidance and messages from the divine, angels, ascended masters, galaxies, and your higher self is a messenger. Share these messages through video, blogging, teaching, or writing. Whatever the media, whatever the form, messengers receive guidance from spirit and pass it on to serve humanity and the awakening process. 9. Creators and manifestors of the divine plan. These workers of light actively participate in weaving light for manifesting positive changes on earth. This can come in the form of intention and manifestation of positive time frames. This can come in the form of manifesting positive events or creating a template for greater love, greater light, or harmonious co-creation. Creators of the divine plan manifest not only for personal interests and personal gain but also for the higher interests of all beings, Gaia, animals, and all of humanity. This manifestation is in its highest form. These workers of light manifest collectively for the highest universal interest. This is powerful. 10. Ascension guides. These are ascending people. They step onto higher levels of light and share what they learn about the ascension process. They show us how to overcome some pitfalls and how to tune into blessings to help each one who has the opportunity to rise. 11. Guides. Guides are workers of light who go their own way. They point the way. Perhaps they do not consciously teach like ascension guides, but rather embody the ascension process and live in their highest authenticity. They live an awakened, inspired life, remembering the higher interests of all beings. Characteristics of a worker of light. 14 signs you're a worker of light. Now that you have a deeper understanding of what it means to be a worker of light and what the different types of light work involve, we can move on to specific signs that you are a worker of light. Of course, as noted in the previous section, the characteristics of workers of light can vary depending on the type, but there are certain characteristics that are common to most of them. As we consider each identifying characteristic, we will look at some specific examples of how these traits can manifest. Think of this list as a kind of test for a worker of light. The more items on the list you recognize, the more likely you are a worker of light. 1. Workers of light, healers. Even if you do not belong to the healer subtype, it is generally a clear sign that you are a worker of light in some way. This often manifests in how well you treat others and how they react to your compassion. However, the ability to heal one's own wounds is also a sign that you have the abilities of a worker of light. Knowing what resources are needed when someone is hurt and having the experience of getting rid of pain, you may have a global mission that includes healing in a broader sense. Healing associated with light work often involves physical touch. So you may notice that your loved ones find peace and recognition when you hug them or hold hands. 2. They trust spiritual practices. For the average light worker, ascending to higher planes holds significant value. Possessing a strong sense of faith in spiritual practices is a hallmark of working with light. This doesn't necessarily mean all lightworkers are religious. While some adhere to specific religions, more often they follow an individualized approach to spirituality. So, if you find yourself frequently picking and choosing different aspects of spiritual and religious traditions, adapting them for your own purposes, you may possess an innate type of spirituality associated with being a lightworker. In practice, this spirituality often manifests in a general belief in the universe and a deep, fulfilling sense of one's place in the larger world. 3. Natural manifestors. Another important characteristic on the list of lightworker traits is an unusual level of proficiency in the law of attraction. For most people, learning manifestation takes time, effort, and energy. Often, excellent results appear only after a period of sustained growth. However, if you are a lightworker, you may find that you naturally assimilate techniques such as creative visualization and positive thinking, quickly manifesting what you want to appear in your life. While law of attraction experts note that anyone can achieve such proficiency over time, this early development type is a decisive sign that you may be some sort of lightworker. You can use this gift to manifest incredible changes for others as well as for yourself. 4. Always seeking truth and deeper meaning. Lightworkers are not inclined to settle for superficial or basic explanations. Instead, they always look one step beyond the average person, asking, why, and paying great attention to the profound meaning of all experiences, also known as light seekers. You may notice that this trait sets you apart from others in conversations. It can give you a greater degree of patience and focus than those around you typically demonstrate. Alongside this natural curiosity, there is a drive to find and understand the truth, even if it contradicts reality. Lightworkers tend to be honest with themselves and others and quickly detect self-deception. This makes you a wonderful person capable of self-discovery, identifying your needs, and pursuing your life's purpose, as well as contributing to your ability to manifest through the law of attraction. 5. Sensitivity. As briefly mentioned earlier, one of the characteristics of lightworkers is sensitivity to the surrounding world. You can tell if there is dissonance between what someone says and what they feel. Similarly, you can quickly grasp what people want from you. As a result, people are likely to gravitate towards you and consider you an extremely valuable resource in their lives. You are considered a natural advisor, an authority on human nature, and a source of wisdom when it comes to difficult questions. However, at times, you may also feel used or depleted. Lightworkers do not always advocate for their own emotional needs when there is an opportunity to put others first. 6. Feeling closer to nature. Most lightworkers feel serene and energized when in nature. Therefore, if you are drawn to rural areas or the sea, it is a sign that you have a tendency towards some light work. Lightworkers not only draw energy from nature but also notice that nature responds to them. For example, wild animals may approach you, and you may be particularly adept at cultivating various plants. Again, this talent type is due to the fact that you are deeply attuned to the surrounding world, vibrating at a frequency that connects with your world. This aspect of yours also means that you are deeply hurt by the damage or ignorance people show towards nature. Additionally, you may feel inclined to protect the environment. 7. You can be an outcast or a loner. There are many undeniable advantages to being a lightworker. One of the most difficult aspects of this identity is that lightworkers often feel like outcasts. Perhaps you grew up feeling different, and maybe you tried your hardest to be understood. This often happens because your deep understanding of the universe means that people inevitably know and understand less than you, and therefore may not relate to you very well. 8. You feel you live for a higher purpose. Lightworkers usually have a strong sense of purpose at a very young age. Although it may take you some time to understand exactly what you should be doing in your life, it is very likely that you will always be attracted to helping others, and you will be ready to devote a significant amount of energy to it. The true purpose of a lightworker includes what you could call a collective consciousness of the world, so you will feel most confident, energetic, and alive when you contribute to the growth of others around you. For example, you can give priority to volunteer work, be the main source of support in your group of best friends, and spread important ethical ideas through campaigns. 9. You have strong intuition. We are all intuitive, and we can become even better through practice. However, if you are a light worker, your intuition will be strong and consistent. Again, you've probably noticed this from a very early age, when the adults in your life may have noticed that you are unusually wise and insightful. In some cases, it may seem that you can predict the future. Your intuition will manifest itself in different ways, but you will be especially good at reading other people and understanding their needs. You will also naturally understand when someone suits you, romantically or platonically, and you will be particularly skilled at capturing patterns and signs that indicate a specific future path. 10. You've had a traumatic past. While lightworkers receive many wonderful gifts, many lightworkers must suffer to receive these gifts. If you go back to your earliest memories, you may notice that you faced many different forms of trauma and disorder, and that the world was rare. It is very important to understand that these difficulties have helped to recognize your ability to have superpowers for self-healing. The problems you have faced also give you an unparalleled ability to empathy. You can easily put yourself in the place of anyone who is suffering from pain and help them get out of this dark place to a happier and healthier life. 11. You are constantly striving to improve your life. The life of a light worker is filled with constant aspiration. Regardless of what you have achieved, you will always see potential for further development. You have a basic need to identify and solve problems and, as mentioned above, in healing pain. This is what constantly pushes you towards self-improvement and helps others see how they can also grow. You have a vision in your head, and every day you try to bring the world closer to this vision. There is always a risk that the light worker's desire for perfection will turn into perfectionism and the need for excessive control. Fortunately, however, self-awareness, which comes with the light worker, means that you are likely to quickly realize when you are too hard on yourself. 12. You have an old soul. When light workers are children, adults often notice that they have an old soul, or that they seem to have lived many lives before this. Light workers have maturity, which means that they radiate peace and self-awareness, as well as deep confidence in their own experience. At an early age, this can make it difficult to make friends, as few people are at your level. But as you get older, you will begin to find your people and be more grateful for these connections. It is known that light workers are often united by limitless wisdom. One light worker can contribute to changing others, but a group can easily change the world. 13. Your life goal is self-development. No matter what life you pursue, as a light worker, you will always feel the desire to develop in every possible way. You want to understand your reactions and desires, even when it is uncomfortable. For example, you can keep a diary of gratitude that you use daily for self-analysis, or you can regularly attend therapy. Whatever methods you use, the goal is to truly know yourself in an intimate and honest way. By demonstrating this fearless self-analysis, you also encourage others to self-awareness. Therefore, light workers often spread self-awareness and maturity in the community by setting an example. You can even do something similar as a career, becoming a teacher, life coach, or consultant. 14. You are extremely spiritual. Finally, light workers are rarely religious, but they always have deep spiritual beliefs. This means that you realize the interconnectedness of humanity and nature, as well as the flow of energy in the universe. For example, you are likely to be gifted with understanding and using the law of attraction to manifest what you want in life, and you will have a natural talent for interpreting signs and meanings of dreams. While this type of spirituality lacks commitment to a specific God, it is nevertheless an important source of comfort for the light worker and an important part of their daily life. You will likely express your spirituality in different ways, ranging from meditation to reading spiritual texts, especially works on Eastern philosophy. Thank you for getting to know yourself and the universe together with me. Trust yourself, listen to your heart, and move forward with confidence and calm. Like and share this video with your friends if it was helpful to you. Until we meet again on my channel, where we will continue to explore the mysteries of spiritual development and growth. Goodbye, and may light and wisdom always accompany you on your path.